The questions related to what, why, and how this train will be taking off with the future millionaires can be easily answered with the news and updates we will be discussing through today. It not only shows why we will be the dominant force in the future, but it also showcases who the strong investors are. Now, when we see that the governments are ready at this time of the crisis, that means it won't be late from here. If you see value in the video, please do hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification icon to get notified about the future videos. Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Payments is at the core of human life. And who's changing the payments experience in this age of globalization? We actually understand this, but this video will answer you and clarify that.
So let me give you an example. We have a customer in Western Canada called ATB Financial, a regional bank focusing on Alberta, full service bank, doing business banking and retail banking. Well-known SAP customer, have done a significant replatforming of their operations to SAP over the past years, and they wanted to innovate around their core. So they contacted a couple of fintechs, and together with one fintech called Ripple, we sat together, ATB, SAP and Ripple, and we talked about how we can streamline cross-border payments. So we did a hackathon, 2 days, and made our mind up, what could be a good process to improve the time for processing cross-border payments from Canada to Germany. So it took us in total 10 days to set a complete landscape up in the cloud, doing an additional mobile web application, connect to the Ripple network, and then send a transaction live from Canada to Germany. So what we were able to achieve in that proof of concept was that normally it takes the banks around 3 days. Could be 2, could be 6, but on average 3 days. To send this transaction through multiple intermediaries. We were able to process this transaction in 20 seconds. And this is not just, a benefit of cost and time. This is first of all a benefit regarding customer experience.
It is clear that they just took some days to get on the platform, and when they really wanted to do that, they did that in just 10 days. And I believe now during this crisis, organizations will be jumping in like they are mad because of the critical factor, as he mentioned at the end, that's the customer experience. It provides better customer experience. So if they provide it, it's cool. Otherwise, they are going to lose a lot of clients. And no one is going to say that it's not needed, because as we listen further, it's clearly stated that no one can actually ignore this as of now.
I think activities are going on everywhere, and everyone is clear that the technology is too important to ignore. Now the question, what does success mean, or how do you approach that?
So they cannot ignore, meaning banks, the custodians of money, the value, everywhere except some physical store of value, like gold, silver and all, is coming our way. And what you have to understand is, Bank of England clarifies that the revolution of payments is happening. So as that guy stated in the video, they can't actually ignore anymore. As we go through, it actually gets more and more clear. Dutch central bank is trying to be the ground zero for European central bank digital currency projects. So the race to be the leader has already begun, and they are trying to come ahead. And when these are happening, banks will actually miss out on monitoring the transaction because, if they are far behind the technology, they can't actually do that. So what they will do, either they will delay the technology or they will speed up themselves. Because if they don't, they will actually miss out. So they are not actually going to do that. Instead, they'll actually look into everything from smart contracts to the payments settlements area. And now they are speeding up, but also delaying with regulatory clarity. And even at that time, as you can see, Coda is emerging as a winner because it goes in with the required standards. Thinking why they partnered with Ripple and why the first settlement asset on Coda was XRP? Regulations and government delays are the reason. And what is happening now? Institutional trading is boosting XRP behind the scene. And they state this, when you actually go through it, they actually state this. The increase in institutional trading volume makes XRP more liquid, and market makers are trading XRP. And it is for sure that the market makers or governments who are in search of a sheeps, they are actually searching for sheeps to loot. Will they actually try to play with your psychology, or will they directly allow you to take your profits? Ask yourself, are you ready to be profitable for yourself and your family, or are you ready to be a sheep for them? Because zooming out, as I have told you guys in the earlier video, wise investors are early. And early means you have to be patient enough and you should be ready to wait in order to get that profit. Now, in the charts, this is a daily chart, and when you actually zoom in, you can actually see that the price is holding at a 50-day moving average on a daily, and the MACD is showing that it may actually cross to the downside. Yahoo, I'll say that, because I'm still waiting to buy more if it actually drops below 0.16. And why I'm so confident about buying more? Because when I actually go into a 3-day chart or a weekly chart, say for example, we'll first look at the 3-day chart. The MACD has already crossed to the upside. So when you actually zoom out even more and go into a weekly chart, you can see this. The MACD on a weekly is going to cross to the upside, and at the same time you can actually see a divergence. So I'm confident enough that once we manage to get into this moving average zone or range, we are gonna blast off. If you see value in the video, please do hit the like, subscribe and the bell notification icon to get notified about the future videos. Help the channel grow, reach out to more of our community members.